was pretty much useless, whereas the Blink Dagger started changing the game, but they were missing the damage at that point. So I think it's something that you melee hero. I guess you can still bully the Spectre, but not something I was expecting. What the hell? Okay, mid Tusk, and it's gonna be a Razor plus
no chance
a
to win this. You know, we know how Spirit can play as well. So it's never down and out for Spirit. But yeah, just at the minute, Hellraisers just seem to have that edge.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in my mind, they have an edge because this is the thing they do best, right? And Team Spirit, I know they're a team that goes all around, but I thought they were going to be finding a different way to deal with the Nature's Prophet rather than, okay, we're just going to be mobile around the map as well. So I'm not 100% certain how well they do with this kind of a lineup, but if our viewers are certain, I mean, they can click on the banner below and use the $15 free to put it on Team Spirit if they think they have what it takes here. I'm just not sure how good they are with a lineup like this. I know they're versatile, but it's usually use that versatility to counter the opponents, not kind of play the same type of Dota where you're gonna have a lot of split push as well. But who knows? I mean, it can work out.
Yeah, and it looks like, I mean, top lane, we can see it's going to be Collapse and Mira in the river trying to contest it, but the Hack's going to be rotated in now as well. Snapfire is going to be there, and it looks like even the train's just going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass in Spirit's side, so it is going to be 2, potentially 3 bounty runes here going the way of Hellraiser. So getting them off to a great start. Antares does need to be careful. I mean, Maposh is going to be putting out some harass here with the impetus, but it's still going to be, I mean, you're still going to be trading off with the Fade Ball if that comes up. And the uphill, and this is even getting on Maposhka's bad side.
Yeah, he's not going to be too happy about that one on Taras. He moved a little bit closer to the Impetus. You can see how they are playing quite nicely. When the Impetus comes out, it is Miposhka running away and Antares running in just so that the damage isn't as high. The Rubik is a very hard hero to trade with 1 versus 1. Same is true for the Enchantress, but Rubik is just on another level, reducing your damage by quite a significant amount.
Yeah, and we see again Mira. He's just trying to keep Collapse healthy. Collapse looking for the extra farm as well on these Trints. So going to be a nice little bonus if he can farm those up there, maybe with the Plasma Field. But mid lane as well. How does the Tusk do against the Snapfire? How do you expect that lane to go in terms of just in early game before the rotations come out? You know, is there any kill potential coming out from either side in the first 5 or 6 levels?
Nah, it's both of them have ways to counter each other. Snapfire to get out of the shards, and Tusk to he has a lot of HP to survive through the damage. So it is gonna be mostly a farm trade with some harass coming out for some time, but I don't think if a rotation doesn't come out, neither of them should die. It would be very weird if any one of them loses their lives.
Yeah, and you see top lane now as well. Mira's going to be losing a lot of health, but he does have the headdress, so he's got a decent amount of regen built into him. And Collapse, he's just going to stay right close. And you can see in the mid lane though, well, yeah, they're just going to try and harass each other. No, like I said, no full kill potential, but just trying to get the war of attrition going, work through. Top lane solo. Is he going to go down? He is, and Collapse. He picks up the first blood. A little bit of a better start here for the side of Spirit, picking up that first blood in this game. And Collapse, well, anything that gets him towards the quick. Do you think it is going to be the Bloodstone into the Shard build coming out here for this Razor?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's no reason not to go for it, like a hero that breaks easily or you needing an early BKB. It is not the case. You have a Wisp as well, so imagine what kind of heal that's going to be. Collapse is not going to be dying. That's why this bottom lane, it's very important for Hellraisers to do well in. But for now, that has not been the case. And I think it's always a bad thing to be banging on the fact that you need to win the lane against Collapse, because this guy, I don't know if I ever see him just like straight up lose the lane. It very, very rarely happens.
Yeah, he's been one of the more consistent players in the entire Eastern European scene, I think, for the last year or so. And you can see the bottom lane, well, how is Yutaro doing in terms of farm? 12 last hits, only 3 minutes in, you know, so not bad. He actually wants to go straight for the Falcon's Blade, it looks like. How do you want to try and itemize here if you are the Spectre in this game, coming up against the Nature's Prophet and the Dawnbreaker with that global presence?
Well, you want to have an Aghanim Scepter at some point. The only question is, do you get a Manta or do you just rush it? From his items right now, it looks like he's going to be rushing. That's something I haven't seen ever since the Aghanims got nerfed. It used to be 30 second cooldown, now it's 40, but he probably feels like it's going to be a really big thing.
You know, Poshka taking a lot of damage here from the offlaners coming through from Hellraisers, and Mero will get the kill. And it looks like he just couldn't get himself away. He just pranced himself away fast enough there from the danger of the Doom. And then, yeah, Yutaro, I mean, he's not looking too bad. He's got the daggers if he needs to get himself away in a hurry, but it looks like he's still going to farm up, you know. The Enchantress goes down, going to come back full health, full mana, get himself right back into this lane, and maybe just, again, try and contest up with the rotation coming through from the Rubik. Just, it looks like he's protecting the rune. So, Kiyotaki, they might try and get aggressive here now as well. The Snowball, it comes through. The Snapfire, the Cookery isn't going to connect either. So it will be that the Rubik can't get towards him or get that telekinesis off. And Lal, well, he might be missing out on the runes, but he's still going to be able to keep his life.
Yep, he needs a support to die right now. He definitely needs a support to die. This is a problem. Rubik rotates for the rune. I think Kiyotaka called it out. Like, I'm harassing him heavily, guys. If we take that rune, it's going to be a problem for him to lane. And it's going to be the case. He has the sticks, so he'll be okay for now. But, you know, ideally, you want to have someone to refill your bottle. And we're seeing that he's even being harassed even more now.
Yeah, is that where the Enchantress just needs to throw a life away TP to the mid lane to refill his bottle like all good support should do?
Yeah, I don't think so. He wasn't anywhere close to it, so, you know, you have to run to the base. Ideally, if someone was low on resources, you do it, but now it's impossible.
Well, speaking of low, Yutaro's going to get really darn low in the lane, and Poshka maybe just going to be able to save his life with the Centaur Stomp coming through. But Mero, he's just going to be able to consume that creep, get himself out, and take away. And this is something that I didn't think about as well, that when the Devour is up, he should just be able to deal with the Enchantress creep, right?
Yep, that is true. Though you don't always have it. Enchantress creeps don't last for that long, so it is not something that you necessarily can do all the time. Mero is going for Arcane Boot, so ideally he'd like to find a mana burn creep or a zap creep, you know, the one with the chain lightning, the harpy. For now, this is great for surviving, but once you get the Arcane Boots, which is now, you would like to be a bit more aggressive.
Yeah, and yeah, you look at the damage coming out in the lane. Yutaro with the dagger, the impetus coming out now as well. Mero with the frost shield, great against the physical damage with the +7 armor or something ridiculous like that he's got. Yeah, 7+7 armor in the lane, but yeah, maybe going towards, like you say, a little bit more of an offensive creep here in the lane once he gets himself going. And Spectre, mid lane, they're going to make a rotation through. Did they get the kill into the Rubik now as well? Rubik, he's just going to be stunned up by the Centaur, going to be taken down there as well. So they do get another one on the board here, Team Spirit. And again, a little bit of a better start, but it does mean that it has to be a couple of rotations in just to help Lyle out. And Kiyotaka wasn't even taken down, just moves himself back. But Maposhka, with the rotation, the ice shards into the snowball, was that Centaur to be able to get the stomp off once again. And it is going to be, no, the Cookie, he comes out, he's going to be able to get himself over the ice shards. He gets himself away, and now the multiplication is being dropped, but he just runs straight towards him now. And Kiyotaka, he pops that illusion room. Poshka needs to run himself away, get him really darn low. And lol, is he going to be taking any harass from the tower? And Kiyotaka with some great trades coming through from that top lane. They do get the kill onto Solo, but Collapse, is he going to go down to the train to Collapse?
Beautiful.
He's trying the regen, but it's not going to be enough. And Dahak's going to be able to get the kill. And now the snowball onto the Nature's Prophet. Prophet going to get himself away with Walrus Punch coming out now as well. He pops that Sprout, but it's not going to be enough. And they do get a good couple of kills here. Team Spirit, it was answered back at least onto the Razor from Hellraisers, but Spirit getting some good rotations and a good couple of kills.
It's very important for Team Spirit to get these kills, because every single time that someone is dead, it kind of hinders the ability of Hellraisers to be everywhere on the map. And that is what they want to do. Not the case currently. I mean, Poshka lives.
Oh, the enchant keeps him alive. And guys, don't forget, you can click on the banner below the stream to get yourself a free $15 bet if you are a new customer. As Spectre, yeah, 3k net worth, so he's not sitting too far behind. It's actually the Doom in his own lane that's ahead of him. Yeah, you can see Collapse again. It's all fairly close. I mean, we're only 7.5 minutes in, so it is all going to be fairly close. But we've seen now that this Razor, even with the IO in the lane, well, the static link does come out. The plasma field gets dropped now as well. Can he get the kill though? Solo, he's able to get himself close, get the disruption onto Collapse, and it looks like they're not going to be able to go even further onto the Nature's Prophet.
They were trying to bait him Collapse. I can understand. Hellraisers are afraid of this Razor. They haven't been able to shut him down in the lane. Even though I had a really strong laning partner with the Nature's Prophet, Collapse did well in the lane. It's gonna be a problem in the future, especially because the Wisp is there. I'm not sure if you're gonna have the heroes necessary to deal with Razor. Even if you doom him, I'm not sure it's gonna be enough. This is becoming scary for Hellraisers already. Look at what he's doing.
Yeah, and you can see Solo, he has to back himself away. Look at the static link, like you say, he just carries on going, just running Solo down back towards the tier 2 tower, and Collapse just taking complete control. But I think we said this last time as well, Collapse taking control of the lane, and then he just wasn't able to muster anything from it to help his team out. And bottom lane, multiple kisses flying through. Do they have enough to take down Yutaro? Yutaro, the snowball.
He didn't have a target. He didn't have a target on Laurel. All of the enemy creeps were dead.
Oh no, Mero, he's trapped in the shard, so there is going to be an impetus coming through. Mero, does he go down? The cookie comes out. It looks like Mero's able to get the stone to Lolo. Does he get himself away from this one? He gets himself taken down to Hack with the rotation as well as Solo. So 4 heroes grouping up on this bottom lane, and they put the pressure, they take the Spectre down, and they even get the kill onto Lol.
This is the thing that is not easy for Team Spirit to play with, is when you lose one hero, it's very hard to turn it around if the enemies are full. So you need to be TPing in with the Tusk if you're 100% certain you're going to get the kill, but you can never be 100% certain of something. And then Hellraisers can use this kind of a speed with just slight mistakes. That is why it's so tough to play this Team Spirit lineup until this Razor becomes unkillable. When he does, he can constantly be in the enemy face, just kind of forcing things to happen towards him, and then that split push potential, that fast movement around the map from Hellraisers, it is not going to be that big. But the thing is, do you get to that point? And also, do Hellraisers really need to respond to it, or can they go for split pushes of their own and still force out those TPs? It's going to be a very cool game to look at the movements on the map, really.
Yeah, and you can see here now as well, Kiyotaka, I mean, he's going to be the one going towards the Guardian's Greaves. So the mana boots, I guess for the Doom was just mana boots, I guess.
Yep. It's something that does the Dooms go for later on. They make an Octarine core from it, so you know it's normal. I kind of expected maybe the Sapphire to go for a Boots of Travel, but Guardian Greaves is such a great item currently that you don't want to miss out on.
Okay, Collapse getting close to taking this tier 1 tower down. I think it's a right click 2 away. Solo, is he going to try and go for the deny? The plasma field comes in. He has to run himself away. Can't get caught out with Collapse here in that static link because it would not go well. And
Collapse is going for a BKB, it seems like. It's not going to be a Bloodstone build. So he wants to be in the face of the opponents. And to be honest with the Wisp, it might actually be a better build, you know, because what does the Razor lack? It's attack speed. What does the Wisp give you? It's attack speed. So if you have this, and also you can lack mana. That's why he stopped being favored by teams when they changed the mana cost of the BKB and the refresher. But when you have a Wisp, all of that changes, and we might have that OP Razor, you know, with a BKB and a refresher in this game as well. Either way, the Razor is going to be a problem to deal with.
yeah, and you can see that, like I say, he does want to get himself towards that BKB. But meanwhile, the Hack's already moved himself into, you know, trying to get himself a farm in the triangle, get himself a more net worth here, because he is falling behind the rest of the cores in the game, apart from LoL, which, you know, we'll speak about that in a minute, but the Hack, can he afford in this game to play it as, not passively, because he does still come in for fights, but, you know, play it as absently as he is at the minute and still think that Hellraisers can keep control of this game?
I think he's waiting for his teammates to rotate right now, or waiting for Spirit to go for an aggressive move, because there are some heroes on the side of Team Spirit that you need to be aggressive with, or you're gonna fall off, mainly the Tusk. So I think that's the idea. Wait for the Tusk to make his move, come in, and then be aggressive, because you see how they're pushing in the lanes, and the mid lane tower is taking damage, so it's not like he isn't there. He's always applying some pressure on the map.
Yeah, okay. Miro's going to be taking some harass, and you can see Yutaro. Is this a point, because he's got the Falcon's Blade up, is there a point where the Spectre just wants to leave the lane, or does he want to be protecting this tier 1 tower for as long as possible, do you think, here, the Spectre?
Okay, he leaves now. That's kind of the answer to the question. Ideally, he would want to stay there. The thing is that the lanes are being pushed in way too much, and a lot of the farm on the map is going to be suffering. You have defended it long enough to get super close to your Aghanim Scepter that you're not afraid that you're going to get it completely overtaken before you get it.
Okay, and Razor, not too far, still about 1400 gold off the BKB in terms of items if he wants it. Maposhka just doing some cleanup here with the ward as well as Lal. Yeah, so, I mean, Lal he's the very bottom of the cores. He's got 4k net worth, you know, this mid-tusk, it is always a bit of a risk when it comes out. Lal, Does he just want to be playing, getting that farm? It looks like he's moving himself towards a safe lane to find a bit of space. Is this just where he plays away until he's got a good couple of items up? Or does he have to be responding to the gank and TPing in and, trying to just support his team at the minute?
The thing is, right now, he needs to find a way to be useful in this game. The possibility of the Tusk going around the map and getting kills, it's not there any longer. So what you do with this Tusk right now is most likely just try to survive longer in fights, get that blink, get some ability to save your teammates for the time being until they get relocated out or something along those lines, because that's what you have to do. Right now, this Tusk is in mode, I have to be useful in this game somehow, and it's not easy to do for sure. So, it comes down to him, but I think blink is a good approach maybe to get it early and have something to deal with. He is, on the other hand, going for a Deso, which I think is going to be coming out way too late, and then you don't really have the clear target to go for it. Even the Rubik is a little bit on the tankier spectrum in terms of supports.
Yeah, they might try and make a dive here, though. The ice shards come out, and Mero going to be slowed down by the enchant as well. Is he going to be able to get himself away? Just turns, throws the Doom onto Lal, and then he's going to go for the TP. The Solar Guardian's going to be coming in now as well, so he might cancel that TP. He will, and they might even be able to get the cleanup here now onto. Do they take down the collapse? They absolutely do. Mero's trying to get himself away, but it's not going to be enough, and now the Mortimer Kisses start to rain down, clear up the IO, and it looks like they might even connect onto the Enchantress as well. And a bit of cooked deer. That might actually be what Hellraisers want on this cold winter's evening as they get the kill onto Maposhka. And now they're going to be able to put pressure onto the Tier 1 tower as well. And Team Spirit with no response to that.
Yeah, Collapse died literally twice in that fight. They brought him down once, then the Wisp healed him up, back up to full, and he died again in a second. This is what happens when he doesn't have that BKB, when he doesn't have the Bloodstone or some early item that's going to give him HP. But Collapse wants to go in it again.
Yeah, he's going to try and chase Mero down here with a static link. Does he have enough damage to try and take him down as well? Antaros comes in with the telekinesis, gets that drag back as well, but the Hornet's going to be there coming through from the Spectre. Do they get a kill onto the Doom finally? Mero, one more right click to catch up. The Plasma Field will do the job, and it looks like they might take the Rubik down as well. Collapse gets himself the double after dying. Great return to form here. And yeah, he's going to buy a bit of time to get back to the top of the net worth here. Even taking the farm off of Lal, he said, look at me, I'm the core now. As he just takes the farm, pushes it into this mid lane, and Lal has to find another place to play.
This is the kind of game that we wanted, the back and forth ones. Sure, you're losing in terms of gold, you're losing in terms of money, but you can still play the game when all the spells are not there. And also when it comes to money, our viewers can get $15 as well if they click on the banner below, as Collapse is taking this tower down. Very nice move from Team Spirit. Just fight on the bottom lane, get a kill. You still lose the tower, but it doesn't matter. You immediately transition to the mid lane, and this is it. It has to be fast. This game, if a team slows down, they're gonna be in a ton of trouble. All of the lanes are gonna be in their face, and you won't be able to make moves.
Yeah, and you can see that they do want to carry on going here. The smoke coming out from the Razor, so they are looking for opportunities to find something around the map. As Mero as well, top lane, you've got Yutaro trying to just find his farm, and he's got the Ags up, now going towards the Manta style. So how important is this Ags? Like, because he may he went straight for it after the Falcon's Blade. So how important is it to have this in the early fights, to respond to the teleport in from the Nature's Prophet, the Solar Guardian coming in as well? Is this just going to be anytime a fight breaks out, Yutaro needs to be there?
He might not be in the fight. The idea is to always be there to force out TPs, at least. Give the numbers advantage to your team so that the enemies have to come in with more heroes.
The Multiplications is not going to fly through Soul. It looks like he actually survives through this as well. Ice Shard's going to be stolen by the Rubik. What's he going to be able to get himself out of this? The Horn going to come through on the back lines as well. It looks like Collapse is going to be able to get the kill onto Solo. But what else can they get through this? With the static link going, he's going to be able to get himself away here. Snapfire. Antaros looks like he might be taken down. One more right click and Yutaro will be able to pick it up. Meanwhile, this is going on. Mero just gets relocated back into the mid lane. They do take down Kiyotaka as well. So Team Spirit getting a lot more aggressive, a lot more Devi in this second game here on top of Hellraisers. And Hellraisers, they just don't look like either team's going to give the other a minute to breathe. The Walrus Punch does come through onto the Doom with the Ice Shards as well, but Lol, what's he got to follow up onto this? Because the Doom has the Doom, and you don't want to be doomed if you're up. And yeah, he just gets chased down. There's going to be the rotation coming through from the IO. Solar Guardian there as well. For the regen, it's not going to be off the Solar Guardian. Connects onto the IO. Looks like Lol will go down. Do they have the chase onto the IO now as well? With that Starbreak to come through the stun, but the Hunt's going to come through again from the Spectre, and Yutaro Solo might have gone way too far here. Baited into the kill.
Man, this is going to be a very nice game with a lot of back and forth, but Team Spirit are definitely going to be happy with what just happened on the map, mainly because they pushed in the lanes, and that is a big problem for Team Spirit. So right now, it's up for Hellraisers to get a couple of kills so they can push out the lanes themselves. I don't know if you saw, but Team Spirit, as soon as they won the fight on top, without hesitation, they're deep into the lanes. They need to be pushed out so that you can make the moves. And there you saw the Aghanim Scepter of the Spectre actually coming into play. And now again,
Yutaro, though, does he want to try and chase down into Kiyotaka? It looks like he's going to back himself away. Just picks up, I say just, he takes down the Rubik, you know, which is at this point where he's still trying to fight for the top net worth. Any little helps, and yeah, that extra hero kill as well gets himself back into the triangle looking for the farm. But it looks like Collapse, he's the one leading the line at the minute with the help of Mira. Does he want to go for even more here? They might be able to dive back behind as well. Yeah, they're going to be able to kill off the dark, and now this tier 1 tower on the bottom lane will be opened up. Well, once you take the treants down, this tower will be opened up if they want to go towards it.
What the hell was the Hawk doing on the bottom lane there? Very low HP. I don't know, but yes.
Oh, the relocate. They're going to be able to get themselves on top of Kiyotaka now as well. And this is going to be tries to get the cookie away, but it's still going to be onto the high ground as well. And the chase down, 4 heroes collapsing onto Snapfire, and Yutaro does get the kill, takes him down.
In Spirit ramping up the aggression. It seems like they knew that they could play the map faster than their enemies. I want to say Miposhka has been doing a good job. He's constantly on the enemy side of the map. Even if he gives his life away, it's not a problem because Hellraisers are losing time that Hellraisers are using. The Team Spirit are using to push in the lanes, and then when you go to outpush the waves, they are there. They are waiting for you, and we're seeing the gold lead slowly shifting away towards Team Spirit's favor.
Yeah, Lol. I mean, he's moving himself back. He's still going towards that Desolate. He's still got it in the quick buy here now as well. Even Miposhka just taking space away from the side of Hellraisers here in the dire jungle. Just trying to take the farm away, make it a little bit harder for Hellraisers to find the farm. And they're going to try and go for the smoke, Lol. He might be the victim. No, he's going to get himself away. Okay, he's found the bottle, so he's got that arcane rune as well.
Look at the lanes. But they're going to find the right jump if it is on top of Collapse.
Oh, the Centaur Stomp is a little bit short, so Collapse is able to get that BKB off now as well. Mera's going to try and go for the TP away. Solo Guardian comes in, it connects, but the BKB was still there from Collapse, and Solo now has to get himself away from danger, but the chase is going to be on it. Even Collapse, he just said, hey, come back, give me the high five. The cookie comes in. Are they going to be able to get the return kill? The Plasma Field stolen by the Rubik, but it looks like Collapse, he just wants to carry on going. Full Rambo mode here now, chasing down onto Kiyotaka. Kiyotaka going to be slowed down. Plasma Field does come through. He's even got the IO to back him up here as well with the spirits.
Did you see that great positioning coming out from Team Spirit? How they farmed that camp? You know, sometimes you're like, they're just farming the camp. No, they're farming the camp in a way that you're gonna have to jump the Wisp first. If you do that, the Razor will rip apart your hero that is jumping in, and you know it's gonna be the Doom. So then he jumps in with the Doom. He's like, I'm not gonna Doom a Wisp. Like, what the hell? And now it turns into a disaster actually for Hellraisers, because that's the smoke that should have relieved some pressure on the map, but they're gonna be under a lot more.
Yeah, in the mid lane though, the Arrow's getting pretty down low. Can they get the kill? It's going to be Antares that gets the kill onto Mira now as well. The Mortimer Kisses comes out after the Sprout. They get the kill onto Collapse, but the Hag will still go down. And it's going to be Yutaro picking more. Can he get a double kill? Is it going to be the triple now as well? Doom though, he gets that Doom off onto the Spectre, and the Spectre looks like they're going to be able to turn around, get the kill onto Yutaro. He gives up that wicked kill streak, and Lal at least gets himself away. Miposhka is out here. And yeah, Tusk has that Blink Dagger, so he's going to have the initiation available, hiding himself in the trees away from the Doom, and it looks like the Doom is stalking, maybe moving it over to Miposhka. Miposhka can he get himself away? Looks like he might just be able to get himself out now as well as Lal. But guys, again, you can see the odds as well. If you want to get involved, there is a banner below the stream, and new customers do get themselves a free $15 bet, as it's just looking harder and harder in terms of trying to keep up with the pace of Team Spirit here for Hellraisers. And Hellraisers, what can they actually do? Is it time for the Hack to come out the jungle and just get aggressive with the rest of his team, do you think?
The Hawk needs to find better positions. He hasn't been able to farm in this game. He's not even going to finish off the Silver Edge here. He wants to go for a Satanic. He understands that he's dying way too much, and I think that's kind of the key of Team Spirit. We're not even looking at the Hawk, but whenever we see him on the map, he just dies. So Team Spirit, even with that overdive, it doesn't matter. They're still happy with it.
Oh lol, great bait mate here, as Mero's going to have to use that BKB to try and get himself away from danger. The physical damage not going to be on the side of Spirit. But again, You pretty much committed nothing of massive cooldown, and you got, I think that's the first charge of the BKB for the Doom?
Yep, I think so as well. Also, Spectre now with the Manta gets the Roche down easily. We might not see a Bloodstone Razor, but with the Satanic, he's gonna be unkillable just as much. This is looking really grim for Hellraisers. They've been leading in gold for the entirety of the game, but that's the Doom. Really, their lineup hasn't been working properly because Spirit, the speed at which they play, the speed at which they push in the lanes has been insane. Even though the Hawk is doing a good job pushing in the bottom lane, you can immediately see Laurel there every single time and just collapse, being in the face of his opponents, getting all of the rage towards him. Like, look at Spirit's positioning right now. This is how they've been positioned for the entirety of the game, with maybe Miposhka being deeper into enemy lines.
Yeah, and you can see that he's just creating space for the Spectre to find the jungle farm. He's going to be that first line of defense, that early warning system in case anything does come across. But like you say, they are kind of playing the buddy system here now as well, with Lel trying to find the solo farm on the bottom lane. I don't think the arrows left the Razor's side for this entire game.
No.
And then you've got the pairing of, like you say, the Spectre and the Enchantress just keeping themselves together. So there is going to be that ability, if one pair gets caught out, the other pair has that global response.
Still, it's only 24 minutes into the game. Hellraisers, they can still get back into it, but they've kind of lost the momentum of their lineup. The Spectre is going to be super strong, and Razor is going to be very much impossible to kill. And the thing is, that's going to be happening pretty much when the Aegis expires. So Hellraisers, right now you have to be thinking, how do we get out more on the map? It has to happen if you want to have any chances of making an aggressive move. And for me, I think it comes down to the Doom. You have to find a key kill with the Doom and then push out the waves. It has to be a pick-off, and it cannot be on the Enchantress. So maybe first deal with the Enchantress, kill her fast, and then go somewhere else on the map.
Yeah, and I mean, Lyle takes down the Nature's Prophet there as well in the Radiant Jungle. And with 3 minutes left in this Age of Spirit, they're going to feel a little bit invincible here. You can see Tursky's finished off the Desolated there as well. What is it then that Lyle wants to be going towards in terms of items? Because he's caught up to the mid lane, he's caught up to the Snapfire in terms of net worth. What is it that he wants to build? Is it something like a BKB to come out for the Tusk next?
I mean, you usually see a BKB. There's no reason to believe he's not going to be going for it. BKB, Aghanim Scepter, those are the items that you want. Maybe you go for something like a AC in this game in particular, just to make the Razor even more tanky, because you know that the Spectre and the Razor are going to be winning this one, and you might not need the Aghanim Scepter.
And look at this as well. The chase down the Eye of the Storm comes out. The Static Link solo has no chance.
Oh man, Collapse is too strong. Really, Collapse is currently too strong. You need this Enchantress dead, and you need to find the opening on the Tusk or the Spectre, because this Razor, he's just not a target with Mira by his side.
Yeah, and it looks like, I mean, Miposhka as well, like you said, he's not scared about getting behind the tier 2 towers, putting pressure onto the lane, even maybe acting as a little bit of a bait here for the side of his Team Spirit, just saying, yeah, come and get me, I'm a nice tasty deer, and you're going to feast on me if you're able to find me. And then just getting, again, the global relocates coming in from the side of Spirit, and just backing Miposhka up, and all of a sudden that fight, it just turns on its head.
It's a problem. Collapse on his own literally is taking down everything. Hellraisers are just farming right now, not pushing out the lanes at all, which means that they're lost. Yeah, the Hawk is lost again. Like every single time, he's just finding ways to farm on enemy territory, but it's so easy. Laurel, he's not showing anywhere on the map, and you can't just stay in your base. Like, it's impossible. So you need to try and make some plays, but then you get a little bit greedy, you get into a triangle, a place where you don't have vision, and Laurel just hunts you down.
Yeah, and you said in the draft, they were going to let this Nature's Prophet through on purpose because they had to deal with it. And Team Spirit, showing so far, they absolutely know how to deal with the Heart's Nature's Prophet. And yeah, he just can't find that space.
I just want to know if they had an idea before the series started, or they're like, guys, this hero is... we have to win against this hero if we want to win against the team. If we ban the Nature's Prophet, it's going to be too bad. Like, we waste the ban.
Yeah, Lyle, though, there is going to be the jump in immediately to take down the Snapfire, and now Mero, can he get anything out of this? Maybe take down Lyle with that Doom on top of him. Looks like Lyle, he might take down to it. Miposhka to try and get the deny. Mero is going to be able to get the kill onto Lyle, and now, again, it's just a Spectre bouncing around the map, finding kills and finding damage. The Hack's going to be able to get the kill onto Miposhka. So eventually turning it around, getting off you know, a nice fight there. Only losing the Snapfire, taking down, I was going to say 2 supports with the way that, you know, Lal's net worth's going in a minute, but a core and a support, so not a bad fight there for Hellraisers.
That's actually really good. You know, get away from the Razor. That is the play. You cannot fight if you're starting to fight onto the Razor collapse, especially now with the Satanic. That's a problem. And the Spectre actually gets a Radiance. Okay, that's big. That allows you to push out the waves even further. And the Huck, I mean, he's not going to be dishing out that much damage. This is actually quite interesting from the Spectre. Not something that we've seen for a very long time, but it can't be an issue. The damage output of Team Spirit is getting very scary.
Yeah, the Razor is going for a basher as well.
Yep.
Let me just say that again. The Razor is going for a basher. As he moves himself in, there's going to be the blink away from Mero, so looking to get that TP away. The damage, it's just going to be way too much. Yutaro even being able to come in, just overwhelming solo there in the river, and Mero, he just has to go for the TP away.
They are missing lockdown, but I think after what he just saw, like how fast we killed him, do I even need the Razor? Like, TPing out, not an option because I killed him way too fast, but I still think he goes for it. You are seeing his attack speed. It's actually unreal how much he has because of the Wisp, and people just won't move. Plus, if the Razor bashes someone, they're just dead. You know, in those 2 seconds of stun, people are just gonna be going down. No way to escape.
Yeah, the plasma field comes through Mero. He has to hang back there with the Rubik as well as Collapse. He's just taking this entire map. You know, he's saying this is all mine. You know, I allow you some fun, but if you want to try and contest me, I'm going to take it away from you. I'm going to take your life as well here. And oh, go. Kiyotaka, the cookie comes out low. Lol actually wants to make the jump onto the Starfire. And there's Yutaro. Immediate response once again coming through, though. The root comes out. Yutaro with the dagger. He's going to be able to chase down onto Kiyotaka. He's going to be able to get himself away from this. Cookie once again, but he's just delaying the inevitable, it seems, to Yutaro. He's like a Terminator. He just will not stop. And where's that blink as well from the Tusk into the Walrus Punch? Maybe. Lol, he's going to be able to pick it up without it.
Yeah, hasta la vista, baby, there for Kiyotaka, so no chance of survival, no way. I mean, right now, Team Spirit are just playing without hesitation because they feel like they cannot lose a big engagement. And even if they lose it slightly on the enemy side of the map, they're going to be taking some heroes down with them, which puts Hellraisers in a position where they're finding ways to... They're thinking of new ways to play their heroes, going for an Aghanim Scepter on the Nature's Prophet just to be able to push out lanes a little bit more, keep the enemies in place a little bit more, and force out some of those items and spells. But it's just way too hard. Look at Collapse's position. He doesn't need to move away from this. And this is what I was afraid of after Collapse was having such a good laning stage. This is what I thought can happen, and in the end it did happen. He's just unstoppable.
Yeah, and he's changed his mind now. You know, it's not going to be the basher here for the
he got it.
for the Razor. Did he?
Yep, it says he bought it there. It's the courier delivering.
Oh, it's on the courier. Right, that's why. Yeah, okay. I just thought, oh, okay, he's not got the gold for it. He's changed his mind. He's going to go somewhere else. But no, he just straight up bought a basher in like, what, 2 minutes since we were talking about it? Yeah. Fair enough.
You underestimated his ability to farm. Like, oh, he changed his mind. He has 2k gold right now. No, man, he's just farming that fast because he's taking down the entire jungle top and the mid lane, and he's not being challenged whatsoever.
Yeah, just casually, like, what, 5k gold in the last 2-3 minutes, and sure, yeah, Razor absolutely running away with this game. Top of the net worth, 20k net worth in 31 minutes here. And yeah, so the basher comes out. He's got the Satanic, the BKB. Was that the... No, he's going to be going back for the AC. So even more to come out for here for Collapse, just to make him attack faster. You know, make him that little bit tanky there as well. And what can Hellraisers... I mean, we talked in the draft about the break coming through from the Silver Edge of the hack. At what point is that just not enough here? Is it already too late for Hellraisers?
No, the break doesn't work on the Razors that much in this game, right? He didn't go for the Bloodstone build.
Oh, true. They're going to try and make the dive in. Telekinesis comes out. Do they have enough to take him down now as well? Multiple kisses. Going to be raining down on the Razor. They might be able to get the kill. They will be able to get the kill. It's going to be 1,000 gold given up after that kill streak going the way of the hack. But what else can they get away from this? They take down the Enchantress. The hack. He's going to pay with his life, though, as the chase comes out. That's going to be the buyback coming through from the Nature's Prophet. Going to try and chase down Yutaro. Yutaro, can he get himself away from this? There's going to be the dagger. He's trying to get himself over to the high ground. The chase comes out, though. Answer us. Telekinesis. The dive forward there as well from Mero with that 4-staff. And they're going to be able to get the kill onto Yutaro. So finally, Hellraisers take a really good fight, but Roche 57 seconds away. So what objectives, if any, can Hellraisers get out of this as well? Might be spotted out Mero. He's right on his tail now as well. The hack, does he want to try and go for the TP to cut him off? Lol. just in the trees, just trying to back himself away. Doesn't look like there's going to be any follow-up here for the Tusk.
Before we go back to what happened in that fight, I want to point out what Yutaro actually did. He didn't want to stay with Radiance. He disassembled it into a butterfly, and he's probably going to be getting a nullifier. So that's quite interesting. Not something that we see too often, but he's like, yeah, the Radiance is good on the Spectre, but I want these other 2 items, so I'm going to hold on to it until I can finish off my butterfly. So that's what he goes for. But a really big thing that the Hellraisers were able to bring him down. They're hoping now. They're praying to God. You know, come on, can we get a present for Christmas? It's a Roche. That's what they want to go for. The reason they want that fight is because they caught the Wisp in the backlines and they doomed the Razor.
Yeah, they're going to try and get even more out of this before the Roshan comes back up. Collapse, so he's going to be the main target. Do they have enough damage to take him down? It looks like they're going to be able to get the kill onto Snapfire, turn this one right back around now as well. The Nature's Wrath will be thrown up, bouncing around, but Mero, the BKB comes out from LoL. What shutdown do they have here for the Doom? Doom, can he get himself away from this one? Solar Guardian, it's not going to be enough. Is it to keep him alive? No, Mero will go down. And 4 heroes here from the side of Spirit turn onto Hellraisers, and now it's their turn to march straight into the big man's Roshan's pit and just take an Aegis if they want it. In fact, they're going to go for even more. They get the kill onto Antares. And Lyle, the regen's going to come out from Mira. And just, yeah, Dahak doesn't even want to back up his teammate. He just can't.
The reason that the Hawk is alive right now is because he got gobbled up and spit it out by the Snapfire. That's the only reason he's alive right now. What Hellraisers try to do is like, okay, Roche isn't spawning. Let's go and fight right now before the Spectre is alive. The thing is, without the Doom, the Razor will not die. There is no way in hell that he's going to be losing his life once he pops the BKB, and that is what happened there. He gets healed up by the Wisp, he pops the BKB, and the fight is just straight up over for Hellraisers. They're happy that they even got 1 hero out. It looked like it was going to be 2, but the Rubik died there at the end, and I really have to praise Laurel, man. Very rarely do you see a Tusk get back into the game in terms of net worth, but he has been able to do it, and it came from kills. It's not like he was farming. He pushes out the bottom lane, he chases down the Hawk, and he has kind of been going around the map chasing the Hawk. The Hawk farms, and then he actually just gets fat up for Christmas for Laurel.
Yeah, and you can see now as well, Spirit, they're not being shy. They take the Roshan, you know, after the hero's been down on Hellraisers. They even split the objectives a little bit. They get the kill onto Roche. They take that Aegis, and they even take down a tier 3 tower in the mid lane. And yeah, Collapse, he's just, man, from the very get-go of this game, it feels like Collapse has just put his entire team on his shoulders, and he's carried them to a point where they're fine, you know, crossing the finish line on their own. But man, did he not drag them kicking and screaming to this point here, as the win probability 89% in favor of Team Spirit.
The gold lead isn't that high. You still haven't lost the last other tower, so Hellraisers have what it takes to win a fight. We've already seen it, especially with the Doom having the shard and the BKB on the Razor getting lower. But I think Collapse might be thinking about a potential refresher somewhere down the line, because or maybe you get a Link in here. I don't know. Protecting from the Doom is gonna be the big thing. Either way, Team Spirit right now, they're in a good position. They have fought through the capability of Hellraisers to split push the map with the split push of their own, just being in their enemy face, never playing together, and just having that tanky hero to survive and Collapse, and also in Miposhka as well. So now it just needs to be a very calm, cool, and collected approach for them. They jump in with Laurel, they delete the hero with the Spectre, and then they rinse and repeat until they get the victory. It has to be Hellraisers that get the big fight to go their way, starting with the Doom.
Yeah, and you can see again, Collapse, well, they're going to try and hunt it, and it looks like they're going to be able to get another kill onto the Snapfire. Kiyotaka, in fact, Yutaro, he gets the horn over onto the Hack as well, and that's going to be a great twofer. And they just they've got the pressure now, they're putting pressure onto this top tier, well, they're to march onto the tier 3s, and with no buybacks on the side of Hellraisers, I don't think there's going to be a lot that Hellraisers can do to stop Team Spirit from at least taking another tier 3 tower.
The Spectre is just way too strong right now. Way too strong.
Yeah. Absolutely deleting heroes left, right, and center now as they can move themselves onto Doom. Mero, he's popping that BKB, but he's not going to be able to get himself away from this one. And that's just going to be another hero. Heroes on the side of Hellraisers. 2 with buybacks, but again, this just puts them in great positions here, Spirit, with the global offensive to just, you know, put themselves in a position to push in the lanes. They find a hero, they push the lanes. And this is now, again, Hellraisers. There's no way they can stop this coming in from Collapse. And it's even going to be Lyle putting pressure onto the racks in the mid lane. What gets stolen by the Rubik? It's going to be the Ice Shards. Probably not going to be enough to stop this Rax from going down, though. And this should be 2, potentially 3 lanes before the Hacks even back alive.
The best series that we have so far in the tournament was probably Team Spirit versus PuckChamp, but I think in the quality of Dota, this is like the best that we've gotten out of the tournament so far. Spirit and Hellraisers are playing such good Dota, and I never thought I was gonna be seeing Hellraisers losing with the Nature's Prophet in this tournament, but Team Spirit show just how good they can be. It is amazing how they play this game, and now it's pretty much over. Hellraisers, they have one more fight left in them, and even if they win it, it's not gonna change a damn thing.
Yeah, and they're just stuck on. I mean, they have this Aegis for the next minute and a half, and half the challenge is actually getting to pop that Aegis because Mira, he's just keeping him collapsed. You know, with the Satanic there as well, Razor just has way too much life to burst through. Never mind trying to get through 2 there as well. So Tusk, well, he's even setting a trap. You know, just hiding himself in the trees, waiting for anybody to come and push out this bottom lane, and then maybe try and dive. The Horn comes in, or excuse me, the Shadow Step from the Spectre to get on top of them to back up Lal, and all of a sudden you've lost another hero, and the pressure just renews from Team Spirit.
Yeah, Larl is just on another level aggressive.
And there it is. The Shadow Step comes in. They're going to be able to get themselves right on top of the Nature's Prophet again.
No vision.
Does he want to... Okay, that's what Lyle's going to be backing themselves out. They didn't have anything to break the Silver Edge. But no, it's just kind of... I mean, Kyrie attacker in the trees as well. They're just being absolutely destroyed in their own base. You can see the illusions. They take down the Doom. Has to be 3 buybacks coming through from the side of Hellraisers. And it looks like Spirit. They're just going to continue the march. Yeah, the Plasma Field comes through. And you can see the collapse. He just wants to get himself right in the middle of it all. Point that mosh pit out. Doing the damage. And GG is going to be called. Solo says, we've had enough. We just want to go to game number 3 here as a full cleanup comes through from the side of Team Spirit.
And I'm so impressed by the way that they played this game. You know, they recognized perfectly